something? Sometimes the truth is the truth, no matter whose mouth it comes out of. Of course, this is a picture of Claudia Jordan, the host of a talk show on Fox Soul. And let me say this. Yeah, I don't regret making that video weeks ago, going on her, Lisa Ray, and especially Vivica A. Fox about the death of Kevin Samuels. I don't regret that one bit, and I still think they were out of line with the way they acted. That being said, recently I ran across via a video from O'Shea Duke Jackson where she actually defends Russell Wilson. Now I'm gonna play the little clip, and she has two other gentlemen with her. And that's another reason I like this segment. She didn't have her usual girlfriends in there talking. She actually had two other men there talking about it. And honestly, I got some more to say, but I'm gonna let you hear this clip first, and then I'll be back with the rest of the commentary.
Let's get into the story. Retired NBA player Jay Williams expressed his concerns about how the Black community views Russell Wilson. Williams said the Black community's real issue with Wilson is that they question if he's Black enough. Williams said, and to the whole authenticity question, he is authentic to himself and to who he wants to be. Now, they may not be culturally accepted by everybody, but shouldn't we praise a dude who's an incredible stepfather? I'm feeling this. What do you think about this? And do you agree with Jay Williams, Al?
I just feel like, unfortunately, the Black community views respect from a different lens these days. I think we respect him, but we don't really optically support him because he's not considered a bad guy. I mean, a bad boy. You know what I'm saying? And I understand what he's saying. There is an undercurrent of respecting, toxic behaviors for our athletes and our entertainers. They're considered the man's man. But, I would say with Russell, this is just something that I see when I look at him. The way that he treats Sierra like a queen, the way that he's just, he comes across so polite and so deserving, and, having a great family, just like everything he does, like to me, the two of them look like a perfect couple. And I think a lot of the undercurrent here could be based in a little bit of jealousy because he is doing the right thing. He is a great stepfather. He is a great father. He is respectful to his woman. He's always been romantic and he's loving. And you don't catch him in these type of scandals, sleeping around with no condoms and making babies and hitting IG models up in the DM. I find that to be very respectful.
I agree. Pete, what do you think?
The woke community loves to say Black people are not a monolith, right? But we're not going to pretend like in Black culture, we act like if you don't drink red Kool-Aid, eat collard greens, and know how to do the electric slide, that you are not Black. I had this friend one time, she's a Black woman, and we used to always introduce her as our white Black friend. And she used to get mad all the time and say, y'all stop doing that. She was like, just because I don't eat Southern food and I don't know rap music and I don't know how to do the Cupid shuffle does not mean I'm Black. Because when I go out in the world, a white person treats me the same way that they treat y'all. And I think that's kind of what we're running into with this Russell Wilson situation. Many of us as a collective are used to Black looking one way. We're used to it looking like James Evans from Good Times, you know what I'm saying? Or we're used to it looking like Futures or James Earl Jones from Claudine, you know what I'm saying? And we're getting a different version of Black right here that's making some of us uncomfortable. And quite frankly, what it boils down to is many of y'all that question Russell, y'all come from broken ass homes. You come from homes where you ain't seen your mama be loved, right? You come from homes where you ain't seen people being treated, right? You come from toxic homes, and the image of him and Sierra in real life make you uncomfortable. And that's the real conversation that we need to have here.
What has kept Russell Wilson to me is a throwback to how Black men used to carry themselves before we got ratchet, before we started praising the lowest of the low, before we started thinking it was cool to be dumb and ignorant and purposely misspeaking, misspelling, sounding ignorant and dumb. Before we started praising the lowest of the low, it reeks of low self-esteem as a culture. To say, oh, this is Black if you're ignorant, but when you're not, we equate that with being white. So we're gonna give that to the white man? Like they have the exclusivity rights on intelligence and class? Shouldn't we be like, yo, he's with us. You ain't black enough because you use proper English? So we really are saying that we're not capable of elevating, but then these are the same people that want to be referred to as a king. And then you have one actually treating a woman as a queen and actually carrying himself as a king. And we're going to sit here and try to take his black card from him because he's not acting up, wilding out. It is so ridiculous. And then we say we're not a monolith. But then if you don't do these things, like you said, Q, you're not one of us and you can't sit with us. Stop doing this to other black people. Stop making black people feel guilty for being classy and intelligent and carrying themselves in the way that we should all be trying to aspire to be. Like, it is ridiculous that the hate for Sierra is because she moved on from the future. So all these like future F boys that are like him, future lights, y'all feel some kind of way because I hit you in the gut because you feel that, right? You know your girl deserves better. I really wish we can get away from that and stop praising that. His blackness should not be in question because he's not ignorant. Mm-hmm. We should stop. We need to stop embracing that. We ain't that. Agreed. I'm not that. Y'all ain't that. All right.
You know, sometimes the truth is the truth, no matter whose mouth it comes out of. Yeah, you may have problems with the messenger, but hey, that doesn't dismiss the message. Or as Eddie Griffin, no relation as far as I know, once said, forget the messenger. Did you get the message? And honestly, I've been saying this in my own individual videos all along. And yeah, I guess I sympathize with Russell Wilson because in some ways, no, I wasn't a star athlete or anything like that. But in a lot of ways, I was Russell Wilson growing up. But I didn't have a lot of the support system that he does have to groom that confidence. And it's like that one brother said, it's like we're trained to see black only one way. We're so used to, and I'm not clowning these cats or these examples. We're so used to Black Dynamite. We're so used to Rudy Ray Moore as Dolomite. We're so used to James Evans, the daddy off of Good Times. We're so used to that. We don't understand. People are people at the end of the day. Just like not all white folks are racist Klansmen. Or not all Asian folks wear kimonos. Not all Hispanic folks necessarily eat taco salads on Cinco de Mayo. You know, I'm just picking random examples, but I think you're kind of getting my point. There's more than one way to be a black person. And yeah, the only thing I would say to those cats is that this is nothing new. This has been slowly going on since at least the 1980s. I know because I was on the receiving end of a lot of it. It's like we don't want to break out of this shell. It's like we got comfortable, and I'm taking a quote from Nature Girl 30, we got comfortable being in our cave. And it's disturbing. It's quite disturbing, honestly. Like, you say what you want. You say, well, there's ignorance in such and such community and this and that, which is true. There are ignorance in white communities, Hispanic communities, and Asian communities. The difference is they don't hold up their village idiots like we do. They don't. They don't. They generally let them do what they do. And if they get too far out of pocket, usually somebody there puts them back, or even the group as a whole puts them right back in line. Yeah, we do that too, but we do that on the wrong people. We entertain these fools who are out here doing their thing, and they have every right to do, especially if they're grown. They have every right to do it. But we don't have to praise it up. But because somebody black has a different opinion, we're ready to shout them down and shut them up. And the opinion they have may not necessarily be the wrong opinion. It might just be a different perspective. It's like, if you're not doing this, that, or the other, you ain't black. And Russell Wilson's not the first one. Heck, we saw it off the highest office in this land with President Obama. Remember when he was running for president? Yeah, we like to forget that now, but we were questioning his blackness too. Back then. We was talking about, oh, he ain't black enough because he didn't act a certain way. It's like we've come to accept low-class buffoonery as being black. And that if you act a certain way, oh, he's got a white man's mentality. Like white folks got the monopoly on acting right and acting classy. Come to the South especially sometime. And you know what? The ones that act the fool are the ones you wouldn't expect. Yeah, and by that I mean, in this instance, white folks. Because let me tell you, they act the fool too. The difference is they don't generally put it on display like we do. And then we wonder why we have a hard time getting respect, or when stuff happens to us, nobody cares. It ain't just because of racism. Even though that's a big part of it too. It ain't just because of that. It's also because a lot of them see we don't care, so why should they care? That's probably how they already felt, but they're using that as an excuse. Just like the whole throwing the N-word thing around. I always hear, well, if y'all don't want nobody saying it, y'all need to stop saying it, which that's a monolith in itself, which that's another discussion entirely, which is really shouldn't be a discussion because it's dumb. But getting back on point, if you're gonna do, if you praising up guys like Future, but then down in guys like Russell Wilson, now whether you think he's a simp or not for wifing up Sierra, you know, that's your opinion. But, you know, I see cats every other week trying to find examples, like the recent twerk video, or seeing Sierra maybe turn her head to the side a little bit on Russell when he surprised her with fly. She took her totally by surprise. But I'm like, if I was a prosecuting attorney, I would be like, y'all need to go sit down. Quit finding this circumstantial. Come back when you got something real solid, like a film of Sierra all over another man, or a film of Sierra with her skirt up, touching her toes, letting another man blow out her back. You know what I'm saying? You know, come with some real evidence. And it's all because she broke up with Future. Let's make it plain. It's all because she broke up with Future. Because if she had not done that, we wouldn't even be talking about her right now. We wouldn't be talking about Russell Wilson right now. So, yeah. We need to really think about why we praise up these cats. But unfortunately, I see this trend really going and going until things get real bad, and then they want to change up. Why not change up now while they're getting good? Just saying. Anyway, that's my view on this. I'm out.